Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup, and that includes lots of testing new makeup videos every single month. Whatever makeup I buy, whatever makeup I receive in subscription boxes, mystery boxes, advent calendars, we are going to test it out together. And today we're testing out all of the products that I received makeup wise from my Ipsy BoxyCharm box for the month of September, as well as an eyeshadow palette from an indie brand called Notoriously Morbid. Now, I've bought a few of their eyeshadow palettes in the past and I really enjoy them. And this is an all shimmer, all special shade palette. And so I'm so excited to test it out with you today. We're going to apply some makeup, test out these new products, see if they're worth the money. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. I will have all of the new makeup that we test out together today down in the description box, as well as my favorite beauty boxes, including Ipsy, which I personally pay and subscribe to every month. Again, that is where the majority of today's testing new makeup comes from, as well as the makeup I'm wearing in today's video. If you would like to shop my completed look, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me over on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. So first, let's talk about the products we're testing out today, and then we'll get started applying them to my face. We have six new makeup products. So the first thing I have is from Nudestix. Now this came in my Allure beauty box. I don't think I mentioned that. I did say everything was from Ipsy. That's not true. A couple of these products are from my Allure beauty box. The rest are from Ipsy/BoxyCharm, and then the one palette from Notoriously Morbid. So as part of the Allure beauty box for the month of September, we got to choose a Nudestix cream blush. There were several colors to choose from. I chose the bright orange shade called Picante. So this, again, one end of this is a cream blush. Look how beautiful that is. The other end is a brush to buff it into the skin. Now we're going to try this brush out. I've actually never tried the brushes at the bottom of these Nudestix blushes. I'm curious how they perform, and just in case, I do have my blush Kabuki brush off to the side if that doesn't work out for us. And then in Ipsy we received this. It's a liquid eyeshadow from the brand VC Collections. Now I don't use liquid eyeshadow, and when I swatched this, I'll insert the swatch here for you, I found that it was glowy, kind of like an illuminator, something I would mix into my foundation. And since I don't use cream shadows and we've got a palette to test out today, I decided what we'll do with this, we're gonna have a little for science experiment, and we're going to try this as a cream highlighter. So before I set my face with powder, next up is the powder we're trying out, I'm going to use this VC product as a liquid highlight. In my Ipsy box, I received the setting powder from the brand Eloise. Now, I'm excited to try this out. When I unboxed Ipsy, I'll actually link my Ipsy unboxing as well as my Allure Beauty unboxing if you missed them. The reviews on this powder are really good. Now, I thought this was a translucent powder. It is not. It's actually in the shade Vanilla, but to me it looks pretty translucent. So we're gonna use this as our setting powder. I mentioned in the unboxing video, the packaging of this is so nice. I also have a couple of lip products. First is a lip liner. Again, this came in my Allure beauty box as well. And it's from the brand Dear Midnight. And it is just this kind of mauve-y neutral shade. And then I have the Beauty for Certain lip oil. Now this is just a clear lip oil. So what I'm going to do is fill my lips in with the lip liner, top it with the clear lip oil. We'll test these two lip products out. And then lastly is the eyeshadow palette. So again, this is from the indie brand Notoriously Morbid. This is the What's Life Without a Little Gossip palette. So I was actually sent this palette in PR from the brand, but as always, I'm going to give you my honest impression. This is an all special shades palette. It's really pretty. We've got some greens, some more sea foam greens, some blues, some purples. Some of these swatched really nice, and some of them were a little bit lackluster in the swatches. Some of them were really soft and foiled to the touch. Some of them were a little bit dustier, hard pressed. So it's going to be interesting to see how these apply to the eyes. Like I said, this is an all shimmer palette, so there's only so many I can use in an eye look, but I'm going to try to use at least 2 or 3 of the shimmers to give you my first impression thoughts on the What's Life Without a Little Gossip palette from Notoriously Morbid. And because that is an all shimmer palette, I need to pull some mattes from somewhere, so I'm going to use my blends palette from Blend Bunny. This is my favorite all matte palette. In fact, it's the only all matte palette I own because It has everything I would ever need, and the formula is so good. So good. So these are the mattes that will pull from the blends palette from Blend Bunny. So let me zoom you in and let's get started. So I have already done a foundation, concealer, cream, bronzer, and now we're gonna test out the Picante blush from Nudestix. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little to my cheeks. Now, typically I would pick up my cream blush with a brush to not disturb my foundation, but this seems to be working pretty good just swiping it on the skin. And since the brush is on the other end, I don't have that option if I'm using the brush that comes with the packaging. Now this is a really pretty orange shade. So with the brush, I'm just going to buff that in. So it's definitely less intense than when it first goes on once you blend it out, but it is a really pretty orange blush. I will say that I don't know how much I love this brush for the cheeks. It's pretty small, but it actually works really good on the nose. So I'm going to grab that blush brush and just kind of blend that in on my cheeks. Again, this is just a little too small for that, but does work really well for the nose. And I think this color of blush is so incredibly beautiful. Very, very fall, perfect for all of those fall looks, those Halloween looks. And the formula of this is really, really nice. It blended out beautifully. It's pigmented. I do appreciate that it's not as bright as it goes on. That's a good thing. It's absolutely beautiful. And then, like I said, we're going to use this liquid shadow from VC as a cream highlighter. So I'm going to just tap that on my cheek. Ooh, it's pretty. This would actually be a really pretty eyeshadow. It's kind of an orangey gold shadow. It actually pairs really nicely with the blush. It's blending in really nice, even as a liquid highlight. It's definitely not as bold in your face as if you were to use an actual liquid highlight, but it's performing nicely, and you can see that it's giving me a really pretty glow. I'm going to use the clean end of my beauty sponge though, just to kind of buff that in. Since it is an eyeshadow, it looks a little heavy on the cheeks, but once I blend it in, it actually looks really nice. This does work as a liquid highlight. Again, if you like cream shadows, you will love this. The formula of this seems really nice, and the color is really pretty. Now we're going to test out this Eloise powder. Like I said, the reviews of this powder were really, really good. The component is really nice. It does come with a powder puff. So I'm going to just put a little bit of the powder in the lid. And again, this is in the shade Vanilla. I'm nervous about using this puff, but you know what? Let's try it. Let's just try it out. Ooh, it's really white. Okay. It went on very white in the beginning, but as I tap it into my skin, even with the powder puff, and this isn't a bad powder puff, I typically use either my beauty blender or one of these little puffs, but this is actually working good to just kind of pat this powder into the skin and set my face. So feeling my face, it feels really good. It definitely set down my cream products, and I feel like it looks really nice on the skin. I can still see my cream blush, my cream highlighter, my cream bronzer, but it did definitely set down my skin. So far, I'm really liking this. I don't know that I will continue to use the little puff, honestly, but the powder seems really, really nice. It does give me that filtered look to my skin. I'm going to go ahead and do powder bronzer, powder blush, highlighter, set my face. I'm actually going to do my brows, and I'll be back and we'll test out the Notoriously Morbid What Is Life Without a Little Gossip palette. So I went ahead and did powder bronzer, powder blush. I did not do any highlighter. Look at that. Look at that glow through setting my face after setting spray. I know this is supposed to be a cream eyeshadow, but let me just tell you, I really like this as a liquid highlighter or a cream highlighter. I'm gonna keep this. I was originally thinking I was going to declutter this because I don't use cream eyeshadow, but that is beautiful. I didn't put any more highlighter on. Insane. I did go ahead and do my brows, and now let's prime my eyes as always with my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. This is my go-to eyeshadow primer. Honestly, the only one that I use. I really liked how the green shimmers in this palette swatch, so I think I'm going to focus more on the green. So from the Blends palette from Blend Bunny, let's pick some green mattes. So I think I'm going to pick up the green called Remedy. It's kind of a grass green. And I'm going to buff that into my crease. Such a pretty green color. And like I said, the Blends palette from Blend Bunny, The mattes are so pigmented, so blendable, so beautiful. Absolutely love this palette. Like I said, it's the only all matte palette I own. I've taken it traveling so many times just because it's everything you need for mattes. I don't have a discount code for Blend Bunny, but I do use another creator's discount code every time I order. So I'll link the Blends palette down below for you with that discount if you're interested in shopping on the Blend Bunny site. Then I'm going to go into the deeper green shade called Luxe, and I'm going to just pop that on the outer portion of my lid. You know I like to just deepen up my look, add a little bit of depth. Look at how insanely pigmented that is. That was one tap in. Then I'm going to quickly pick up Inside Joke, which is the lightest green matte, and I'm just going to use that to blend and diffuse the edges to get that little final blend. Seriously, look at how beautiful these mattes are. I can't with this palette. I really love this palette. As always, I'm going to use my NYX Glitter Primer. This is what I use every time I apply. Shimmer, I'm going to just pop that on my lid where there is no mattes. And then I want to apply a shimmer with my finger, a shimmer with the brush. I want to really test out application method because like I said, not all of the shades swatch the way that I would like them to swatch. The shade names are on the back of the palette, so I'm going to pick up the shade called A Burn For You. These are all multi-chrome, beautiful, shifty shades, and I'm actually going to pop that right on my lid. I'm going to keep it focused in the middle of my lid, basically where there wasn't any shadow. This is beautiful. This is very sparkly, very, very pretty. And this one feels a little bit more wet and foiled when I dip my finger in, and it's definitely going on more like a foiled shimmer. And then with a brush, I'm going to pick up the little bit darker green called Now There Is No Air, and I'm going to pick that up on a flat brush, and I'm actually going to pop that on the outer portion, closest to that deep green that we have in the outer corner that's adding in that depth. And then I'm also going to put it right in the inner corner, not over the matte, just right next to the other shimmer. That shade is also really beautiful. Now I will say these are performing really nicely on the eyes. Then I'm going to pick up the teal shimmer called Sorrow's Prayer, and I'm going to pick that one up on that flat brush and buff it on my lower lash line. I'm going to just do a shimmery lower lash line, pulling in a little bit more of the teal from the shimmers on the lid. Okay, that's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. And then for the inner corner, we're going to use the shade Friends to Lovers, which is the lightest green shimmer. And I'm just going to pop that right in the corner as my inner corner highlight. That's gorgeous. Oh my goodness, is that pretty? Wow. That is absolutely insanely gorgeous. I will say right off the bat, these shimmers performed much better on the eyes than I thought based on the swatches. I am going to do just one more final blend. I'll go ahead and do my liner, mascara, and let's test out the lip liner and the lip oil. Liner and mascara is done. Spoiler alert, I love this. I look so incredibly much, but let's test out the lip liner from Dead Midnight. Now, like I said, I'm going to, actually, let's swatch this first. I haven't even swatched it for you guys. Oh yeah, it's pretty. It's just a rosy, just neutral pink, very, very nude. And I'm going to line my lips and then fill them in a little bit. Ooh, nice and creamy. This is going on really nice. It's very creamy. Super creamy. Like that went on like a dream. Love the color, love the color. Now let's try this Beauty for Certain lip oil. Ooh, it smells like vanilla cupcakes. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Ooh, it feels really nice. It feels really nice on the lips. I can taste the vanilla cupcake. I am going to wipe off the doe foot though, just to not put all of that pink into the tube. I will say, however, that when I applied it, it does have a little bit of a pink tint to it. I'll zoom you guys in so you can see it. Now, obviously it's over the pink lip liner, but I can tell that the lip oil itself does have a tiny bit of a pink tint. Actually, let me swatch it next to the liner. Yeah, see, you'll be able to see. See how it has just the slightest bit of pink. I mean, it's definitely more of a Your Lips But Better, but look, those look really nice next to each other. And like I said, it smells so good. Tastes like vanilla cupcakes, smells like vanilla cupcakes. Feels really nice on the skin. Very hydrating. Yeah, really, really nice on the skin. This feels really nice on the lips. Very hydrating, not sticky. I like it. All right, let me get ready for the day. We'll test out this longevity. I'm finishing up my protein coffee, and I'll be back to share my thoughts on this testing new makeup. So here is the completed look for today and finishing out this testing new makeup. Let's go over my final thoughts on everything we tested out today. So let's go ahead and start with the Nude Sticks Cream Blush. This is beautiful. I'm, like I said, happy that it's not as bright orange as it looks when you first apply it. Blends out beautifully, layers beautifully under powder. You can still see it. I do have one other shade of the Nude Sticks Cream Blush. It's more of like a peaky mauve, and I really like that one as well. So this was definitely a win, and this was a pleasant surprise. Like I said, I'm not a cream eyeshadow person, so I honestly thought this would just be given away or decluttered. But now that I see how gorgeous it is as a highlighter, I'm gonna keep this in my collection and use this as a liquid highlight. I'm also interested in mixing this in with my foundation to see if I can get that pretty glow from that as well. So just because it's a cream shadow doesn't mean you have to use it that way. That's one thing I really like about makeup. It's subjective and you can use the products however you see fit. And I actually really, really like that. The powder I also really like. Once I set my face with setting spray, it just sunk into my skin. Like I said, it gives that blurred look. I was a little nervous that it was going to be white, but it ended up being very much a translucent setting powder. I really like this. I'm excited to continue using it. Love the lip liner. Absolutely love it. It is so creamy. Love the lip oil. Look at, I still have it all on, and I have been getting ready for about a half of an hour now, doing my hair, putting on some perfume, earrings, getting dressed for the day, saying hello to my dogs, and I still have the lip liner and the lip oil or lip gloss. Is this a gloss or is it an oil? I think it's a gloss. It's a diamond gloss. So it is a lip gloss. Love these. Also pleasantly surprised. We already know how I feel about the Blends Bunny Blend, so we love that palette. And this also was a bit of a pleasant surprise. Like I said, when I swatched it, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna perform. And honestly, I used a lot of this side. I think there's only one shade I didn't use. Yeah, one shimmer I didn't use, this more kind of grungy green gold, which I really like. It just didn't quite go with this look. And then I didn't try any of the purples and blues, but I mean, if they perform as good as the green side, I'm excited about it. And this, like I said, is better than I expected. So I'm happy to have this palette from Notoriously Morbid. I do love a good all shimmer palette every once in a while. I do have a discount code for Notoriously Morbid. I will link it down below for you. And yeah, this was a really good testing new makeup. Lots and lots of pleasant surprises, things that I honestly thought were not going to perform like this, and I ended up loving everything. So I will have everything linked at the top of the description box for you, including the Blend Bunny palette with that discount code. If you'd like to pick up any of these products for yourself, my favorite beauty boxes, all of the other makeup that I'm wearing today, if you would like to shop the completed look, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me over on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. Definitely, definitely a fantastic testing new makeup.